Hey, what's going on a Friday night with my peoples? How we doing out there? It's been a long week. Some of y'all been working 40 plus hours. Some of y'all been hustling, putting in daytime shift, late night shift. Some of y'all just been sitting back, getting money, however you get it, whatever your paper route consists of. It's truly a blessing. I remember there was a time where I had to have crack sacks in between the ass cracks to get that scratch. But that was the 90s way of living. Now we're in a new era. This is the wrong time in life to be dipping in any criminality and trying to do anything as far as that's going to jeopardize your freedom. Because they own their ass. They own the youth ass. They own black people ass. Anybody growing up in the hood. These laws, the police, gas prices. Just it's a lot of things that are intended to keep us down. But being able to be on that paper route and accumulate your money and do what you do, it's a blissful thing, regardless if you're working at Pet Boys, AutoZone, you're doing DoorDash, doing 20 pops a day to try to make $100, whatever your paper route is, It used to be a time where it was the thing to hop in the game and try to get out there and hustle and make it happen. And shit, the way these laws has changed, man, and people ain't on the up and up like they used to be. So it's really kind of scary. It's a scary situation trying to deal with people in these days and come up and do things as far as in the street life. Street life is really crazy right now. They got a lot of people being indicted for RICO acts. They're not just getting one or two. They coming through getting the whole hood. Conspiracies to commit murder, pimping and pandering, human trafficking, domestic violence. These are all the types of shit that really fucking hinder your growth in society. Now you dealing with a felony probation. So it's one of those things, man. If you just got a square job and you're doing your thing and you find yourself doing it like the safety cone, you precaution in how you move, that might just be the best way for you, man. Because to be honest, it's not a race to where we got to hurry up and get there. It's about getting there at the right appropriate time to where you can maintain it. There was times in the hustling era in life, in my past, that you would hustle so much, stack so much, but when it was time to make big moves, you didn't have proof of income. You didn't have a paycheck stub to go into this apartment, to go into this home, to talk to this private company, to a private owner who's renting out their home. Whatever the circumstances may be. There's certain protocol to that shit. And back then I thought I was just, my shit didn't stink. I thought I just knew every goddamn thing and the money was coming in and bitches was coming in and out and, I was shining and my mouthpiece was on point. But I wasn't really able to make any moves until I got out of the criminality and started to understand that society works off being legit. Even though it's criminal shit going all around, they work on paperwork. They need to see justification of income. They need to see rental history. They need to see a lot of shit. They need to see a lot of shit. And it was some motherfuckers who was able to fladango check stubs, pay stubs, and all that shit. But at this day and age, man, I'm too motherfucking old to be having some shit hit the fan and They need a legit proof because they didn't call IRS and all this other shit. Man, I done moved all my shit up in here. I ain't got time for that shit. I want my shit on the up and up. My game always has to be immaculate. Especially when you get up in your older years, you want to be situated. You don't want to be going through no lower level vibrational shit that you maybe encountered in your early 20s. You want to be situated. Your shit got to be right. And if you're not making enough money to where you can go in there and be like, hey, how much is this house? Here's the $200,000. I want to buy it in cash. You know, even then, there's still going to be some stipulations. They want to know justification. They want to see bank records and shit. So to be right, of course, you got to do a little bit of wrong in life. But to really get established in society and make your mark and be amongst the regular working folk, you got to have some paperwork. You got to have some justification of income. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how the ways of the world work. I'm going to give you a remedy, though. You got to have a catalog of compartmentalized income streams. And what I mean by that is you got to have a hustle. Something that you're on top of, something that you are not jeopardizing your freedom, something that you're on top of, you know. That's number one. Number two, you got to have some kind of income that justifies the money that you do have coming in. You got to have a JOB. You got to have a pay stub. You got to have this. You got to have that. What that does is it allows you to get a tax return and claim head of household. Especially if you got some kids, you got dependents. You can claim them and get the child tax credit. You know, so it's certain ways you got to maneuver. That's number two. Number three, establishing, I wouldn't say credit, but credit is good because having an apartment, having a beginning spot where you lived and paid rent, and you have established a rental history or credit history is needed, you know, especially when you're trying to mix the hustle. Stage one, stage two, you're going to need this. So being able to understand that, hey, I have to structure these three things in my life. It has to be a combination for me to get to the destination that I'm desiring. Look at all the folks who've just tried number one and they went full throttle with it. Do you know any rich retired dope dealers? Do you know any rich retired pimps? Do you know any rich retired criminal-minded individuals? Yeah, you can stack a lot of money, you can get yourself situated, but at some point, what do? They invest it into a business so they can get on the right page, so they can start having employees, having checks, having a head of household tax return coming, paying taxes. You know, it's a childish way to do things, and it's an adult way to do things. And if you mix the two, 1, 2, 3 stages, you'll be able to accomplish what you desire quickly. Now, going to phase 2. Some of you solo men who are by yourself, here's a remedy for you. You got a hustle, you got a job, and you've established a little bit of rental history. Even if it's at your auntie house, mom's house. Maybe you had a studio paying $650 a month, but you did it for 6 months on a lease. Rent was paid. You got rental history. So you're going to take that game. Now you're developing into your 25, 24, 26 era. Do you got a girlfriend? What are you doing? Are you trying to do the family thing, or do you want to continue to keep it on a solo man and improving myself, putting value into myself? There's two ways to go about that. Two ways to go about that. Number one, and this is something that I wish I would have learned early in my 20s. You want to be able to decorate your own motherfucking house. You want to decorate your own bathroom. You want to buy some sheets for your bed. The color, the style, the size that you desire. For a man, that's a motherfucking great feeling. To be able to come home to your own shit and don't have to worry about a bitch kicking you out. That means you're in position. That means anybody that comes into your world, there's a certain level of respect. They got to take their shoes off when they come to the inside mat. You know what I'm saying? This is your shit. This is your domain. This is this man's kingdom. It's a certain level of respect and responsibility that's accomplished by having that. But there's another way of accomplishing certain things if you have a breezy, and it's called dual income in one household. You and your breezy come together. Both of y'all got income. At minimum, you bring 2 racks a month. Minimum, she bring in 2 racks a month. Now you guys got 4 racks a month. Your bills are $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Now you can stack $1,500 a month and trick off that $500 a month and still have your bills paid. All your bills is paid. You stacking a rack a month. Now you got a little trick off money. You and her can go, go out to eat and little shit like that. You know, you do that systematically for a while, you'll see a little stack develop. And in the meantime, it's not as much pressure upon yourself or her. You guys are dual income in one household. Usually that type of method, that combination, that type of situation is for a dope game who has an established relationship with somebody who has intentions on being in pocket, intentions on doing things the right way, intentions on, hey, I know what I got to do. If I lose this job, I'm going to go flip another one and we're going to continue this boat ride. You know, there's certain things that both of you individuals have to have, mentally to be able to accomplish a happy situation like that. It takes 2. And of course, the man needs to be able to preside over these things accordingly so that he can be in position to have success throughout these ups and downs of that situation, because living with a woman is going to be, something different, especially if you've never done it before, which is another video, another time, another day, another dollar. But back to the subject at hand. These are all good combinations for a young man to do within your life. But you got to have a hustle, got to have a legit job, and you got to at some point develop some rental history. Once you do that, it's pretty much up to you. You can go left or right. Left is going to be accomplishing this shit, decorating your own motherfucking spot, putting your candles, your scented candles in your own shit, having your own food. Invite who you want up over this motherfucker and boot out who you want up on this motherfucker, and then avoid motherfuckers from even coming over here. Don't let you have some exotic cars in the front, some Mercedeses and muscle cars and shit like that in the front. You'll be on your grown man vibe. You'll never look back. Shit, you can have it your motherfucking way. But on the other hand, every man don't want to do that shit by themselves. So you go to phase 2. And that's the dual income phase of it. You got your breezy. Both of y'all got duties. Both of y'all come together and y'all make it happen. But like I said, the man has to preside over that accordingly and come up with the structure so that everybody has a goal. Everybody has pleasure. Everybody has restrictions. And everybody is respectful and they value communication and a strong physical bond within that household. That comedy right there, that combination right there will lead anybody to a successful outcome in their paper route. This whole conversation is about your paper route. When you get to a point where you have to go and get it and make it happen, what you gonna do with it? How are you gonna preside over yourself? Always 100. Always keep it 100 with yourself. I'll have some more game pieces popping up, but this one should pretty much make you understand that, hey, as a man, as a woman, there are certain things I have to do, and there are certain ways to go about going about it. And if you follow this immaculate game, you should be able to have what you desire and accomplish what you want. So on that note, always keep it 100 and subscribe to the channel. Like it, comment. Until the next time.